To the Women's National League Wrap Series 15. I'm delighted to be joined with Seana and Alanna once again. I'm going to start off with Bohs. They got the win over Sligo at Dalymount. It was 2-1. Erica Burke, she probably was one of the standout players in that one, I think. She really showed her ability on the pitch, getting the first goal and the assist for the second as well. Alanna, what did you make of her performance?
Yeah, I thought she was fairly kind of instrumental in that one. As you say, Emma, she got the goal there before half time. And I think that would have been a bit of a psychological killer for Sligo, because they were kind of back and forth, and then to get the goal just before half time probably would have put them on a bit of a dampener. But yeah, then into the second half, as you say, it was always kind of going to be a clinch battle. Two teams in close proximity, obviously, in the table. But yeah, I thought, as you say, Burke was good. Thought Abby Brophy, as per at this stage, was nearly pulling the strings in there. And I know she had an early opportunity against Amy Mahon, and she was the best of it on that occasion. So I think, as a young keeper, she's been really good since Sample's been injured. I think that's kind of important to say as well, because, they would have thought that would have been a massive loss to them, but she stepped up to the plate. Now, as you say, Bohs got the winner there in the end with a McGuinness goal there in the middle. Yeah, I thought it was just a really good performance from Bohs. I thought Lauren Bowles was good for Sligo. I thought Orna O'Dowd did a good first half, but Bohs just came out on top. Lisa Murphy, Burke, as you say, Brona Kane, and Abby Brophy too.
Yeah, and a great kind of confidence booster for Bohs as well, coming into this second half of the season to start off with a win. Is great for them. Shauna Shells really dominated the game against Treaty. It was 10-0. I suppose it is great to see a team doing so well and having a fantastic performance, but what are your kind of overall thoughts on those heavy scorelines? It's probably not the best to see in the league.
Yeah, it's something that I suppose we want to try and get away from, but in fairness to Treaty, they're a team in transition still. So it's obviously unfortunate for them, but I think the one positive is that we're starting to see less of those big results over the course of the season. And probably a few years ago, you'd have that maybe 3 or 4 of those big results against a number of teams, whereas now it is reducing. But unfortunate for Treaty that they're kind of still the team that are struggling a little bit, but I don't think you can take anything away from Shell's performance. Obviously they've lost some big players, and the likes of Leah Doyle and Gemma Quinn, big respect to them. They've had to show a lot of patience in the first half of the season to kind of sit on the bench and just bide their time. And what better way than to prove what we've all been missing by the performance that both players produced on the weekend. Both scored brilliant goals, and I think it's just excellent that they can show that there's life after the players that left. So real positive for Shells, and obviously they got over their dodgy patch. Well, fingers crossed they are. But it's disappointing for Treaty, but look, as I said, I think they're still a team in transition. And hopefully each game they're learning as they go.
Yeah, exactly. For Athlone against Cork, Emily Corbett came on in the second half for Athlone, and she got what turned out to be the winner in the game. Alanna, we've seen her quality in the first half of the season. She is up high there in the top scorers as well. Do you think that she can keep up her goal scoring form for Athlone in the second half now?
I don't see why not, Emma, to be honest. 12 goals for her so far this season. One, of course, coming there and that game off the Jess Hennessy assist. But even when that ball came into her, I think you always knew she was kind of going to finish it, and it was a class finish as well at that. I think it's mad to think, she only came into Athlone in January of last year, and how she's come on leaps and bounds since then, and even how Athlone have progressed since the start of this year, I think is a massive credit to them. And that's down to her hard work, I'd say. A touch of maybe the under-19 squad as well, but a massive impact, I think, by Tommy Hewitt. I've been really impressed by him. I think he's done serious work there in Athlone, and just a real kind of honest, genuine coach. I think even when you speak to him, he'll tell you what's what, and he won't kind of dress it up anyway. But yeah, I think Athlone have done serious work this season, and it's topped up by her goal tally so far.
Yeah. Wexford and Galway, they played out the 1-1 draw. It was kind of a scrappy game at times. I think it was always going to be a really competitive kind of matchup between those two. And Galway must have thought they had it when they got the goal in the 88th minute, but Wexford got the equaliser in stoppage time. I suppose maybe the youths might feel like it's points lost, but it does kind of show great spirit from both teams to really keep going in the match and score goals late on, Seana.
Yeah, it wasn't the most entertaining of affair down in the sunny southeast, but the goals came just very late on. I think, in fairness to Galway, they've grown over the course of the season. The management have them very well organised now, and you could just see them really keeping the ball well, as opposed to maybe past seasons where they'd go into those games nearly defending for 90 minutes. I still think they're missing a striker or that kind of key attacking player. That's the kind of missing piece of the puzzle for them at the moment. But good goal that they got. I thought, there was a few great performances all over the pitch for Galway. But look, you can't ever rule out Wexford. They're a team that have great experience, and that's exactly what experience gets you, is when you're down and you need someone to step up. You need the likes of players like Nicky Sinnott who will keep going until the last minute, and that's what they do well. And I said it from the start, you just can't rule out Wexford. They'll be disappointed, I think, in their performance overall, but they'll be happy enough to come away with at least a point. And I've said this the past few weeks, as long as they can stay in the rearview mirror of Shells, they've got a chance, because they're only 2 bad results for Shells away from pipping that top spot. So they'll be happy enough just to stay in that rearview mirror for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, sure, look what happened last season. You can never rule anything out, really. Finally on Monday night, Peamount, they got the late equaliser against DLR. Really entertaining fixture, finishing 1-1. A game where both goalkeepers really had to be on high alert for their sides. I think for the most part, Eve Badana for DLR, I think she got player of the match as well. She really kept DLR ahead in the game until that very last minute. But how impressive, Alanna, was she for the Waves?
Yeah, really impressive. And I think she was out there for a few games. I'm not particularly sure what went on there, whether that was injury or what it was, but it was brilliant to see her back. And player of the match too on her return. I don't think she could have asked for much better. So a penalty save from Steph Roach in the first half. Again, that would have been killer to Peamount's kind of mentality, because if they go in there and they're 1-0 up, it's a different game as opposed to 0-0 clean save for the second half. And I saw Seana there pointing out Nadine Clare's brilliance on Twitter, and I'd have to absolutely agree. I thought she was kind of such a key player for them in that match and a lot of their matches, really, especially for that Malone goal in the 50th minute. She was in there, but also Sarah McKevitt, I think, is always electric for Waves, and set up that Katie goal to get the header. And as you say, then Peamount came back in the dying embers. Dervla Byrne rescued the points, but I think Waves done really well there to kind of come out with the 1-1, because as we were saying there, Sive Doyle, Anya Gorman, Callahan, Stephanie Roach, they all had chances, but it was Eve Bandana that was the hero on the night.
Yeah, exactly. So I really appreciate you joining me, guys, and it's great to be back with the WNL and club football, and I'll speak to you both very soon.